nicely done. And there we go, got all that done. Yeah, so Jasmine Birtles is here. Let's talk to her. Jasmine, very good morning to you.
Good morning to you.
Good to see you. Now, I went on a bit of a rant last week, at the end of the week, I think it was Friday, when we saw the story in the... it was Dominic Raab, that was it. Dominic Raab was the guy who said the sea was closed. Went on a bit of a rant. There was a story in the Telegraph last week, Vodafone admitting that they're giving away something like 2,500 free SIM cards to migrants when they arrive in the UK, and then give them a free phone for use as and when. So I thought, well, I don't really fancy paying for that since I pay a Vodafone subscription, and I've got a Vodafone. Well, I've got an iPhone, which I got from them. So I decided to cancel my direct debits live on air on Vodafone. And funnily enough, over the weekend, I got an email from them saying, "We noticed you've cancelled your direct debit. This is the easiest way to pay the bill." And I suddenly thought to myself, "Oh, okay. I'm now going to get into all sorts of trouble probably with my my contract with Vodafone." So I thought I might ask you what I should do next, or what I can do, what rights I have. If I want to change my supplier, are they going to hound me to the depths of hell so that I pay them all in one go, or what can happen?
It does depend on your contract. I mean, if you've got a few months left on your contract, that's your contract, and you're going to have to keep going with it. So it's a good idea to give them a call and tell them why you're
Yeah,
moving and why you want to go, and tell them that it's time that you think they ought to let you go. But what they are going to say is your contract is until whenever it is, January or
yeah,
whatever. And if you're going to leave now, you're going to have to pay the rest of that contract. That's
right.
annoyingly. But then they'll try and sell you something that they've got. Go, well, maybe it's just the wrong tariff. You go, no, 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 it's Vodafone itself that I don't like.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I know people that used to do this all the time and used to ring up various mobile phone companies and threaten to leave, and then they'd give them a much better deal. But I
Yes.
genuinely would actually rather not be with them at all. So, I mean, it's not
No,
about the
well,
money necessarily, it's about the fact that I just want to get out of it. Can you not pay it off in
absolutely.
some way? If you pay the contract off, you can get out, presumably.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So if you're willing to pay the next 6 months or whatever you've got left over, then you can actually go. By the way, am I very bright here? I look in my computer. I look very bright.
You look as
Am
if you're well lit, but I wouldn't say
Yes, I
over.
do look.
I wouldn't say
I'm just
too bright. I don't
a
think.
bit too bright. Oh, that's good.
Is
That's a
that
bit
better?
better. Yes, that's a bit more normal. Thank
Oh,
you.
okay. Yeah.
Otherwise, I look like I'm sort of neon glowing.
Well, there's nothing wrong with glowing on a Monday morning. What's wrong with that?
Well, true. Yes.
It means you must have had a nice weekend. There's nothing,
Yes,
nothing.
absolutely, absolutely.
But I
So
mean,
yeah,
so because a lot of people have been saying the same thing. A lot of people who are of a similar, shall we say, bent in terms of their politics have said to me over the weekend. I've done the same. I've phoned Vodafone and told them I don't want a contract, and some of them have been told that they can get a different contract with a different company, but it's sort of still connected in some way, but it's not Vodafone. So that's
yes.
also something that might happen.
Well, I mean, again, then you have to make a decision. Do you want to still be connected at all to Vodafone? Because if you do, then it's a good idea to look at the companies that are connected because they buy each other up and they
Yeah,
connect up. So it is quite difficult sometimes to completely cut yourself off from one particular company.
yeah,
But I mean, you can also say if you've got broadband with Vodafone,
yeah,
Vodafone is the most complained about broadband to
yeah.
Ofcom, according to Ofcom's rules.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Well, I used to have Vodafone broadband, and they actually terminated it on the grounds that they couldn't make it into fibre optic broadband because in my building specifically, or in my street specifically, we didn't have it. So they kind of sacked me actually, and kind of said, "Look, we're terribly sorry, we can't provide you with broadband anymore." And I was like, "Why not?" Well,
yes,
because it's no longer compatible with our system. So I had to go off and find a different one, and it's really never been any good since, to be honest. But that's just the way that goes, isn't it?
yes, it is absolutely. But I think if you are angry about something that a company has done, I think doing what you've done is exactly the right thing. You vote with your feet. If you don't like it, stop shopping there. If you don't want to use their services, stop using it. And at the same time, tell their CEO. And there's a website called ceoemail.com,
Right.
which it's a little bit old to be fair. It's not necessarily up to date, but it's got email addresses of CEOs and MDs of big companies around the world. So if you want to really complain, you can send an email to them saying, "I have stopped my subscription to Vodafone. These are the reasons why. you should think about this again because this is an appalling thing, whatever it is that you're
Right.
complaining about. Do
Right.
it properly.
Sure. I mean, I'm very happy to. I don't mind spending time on this kind of thing because I think it's quite important, particularly when you've got these big, giant companies that don't seem to pay any attention to their customers because they think they've got so many that they're kind of
Yeah.
slightly offhand. And a lot of people have said to me as well recently that they've had dealings with Vodafone in the past and they literally don't care about customer service. They don't really give you
Yes.
very much back.
Yes, and broadband mobile phone companies are some of the worst. They are some of the worst at communicating. These communications
Yeah.
companies are terrible at communicating, and I agree, they don't care. And I think what companies need to understand is that they need to look after people at home because it's this charitable wing of Vodafone and all these big companies that have their charitable wing. Well, it's charity has to start at home, and they need to understand we are a poor country. We have grinding poverty across the country. And when people who are already poor see companies like Vodafone giving freebies to people who've just come over here illegally, well, it's understandable that they're going to get angry and that they're going to do whatever they can to show their anger. And the best way, of course, is to just cut your contact with that company and tell them why.
Right. Yeah, that's definitely worth considering. Well, I'm gonna pursue it anyway and see how far we get. As far as the alarm, I thought I might ask you about this. You know, the alarm that went off on
Mm.
Friday for a lot of people. It didn't for me because I'd already sort of silenced it without
Yeah, I'd
remembering that
silence.
I'd silenced it years ago. Um,
Yeah,
Again, something which is a sort of imposition on our own
yeah,
personal freedom. I know some people might say, "Oh, well, it's only an alarm. What are you worried about?" I don't wish to be sent things by the government that I haven't asked for. Frankly, it's as simple as that.
exactly. Yeah, like you, I opted out. I think it was during COVID. It was a
Yeah, I
few
think
years
so.
ago I opted out because, I mean, apart from anything else, it really honestly feels like it's an attempt to scare, to
Yeah.
worry, to upset people because the alarm is really loud. I didn't hear it, but I was told, a friend of mine was in the supermarket and a load of them went off. She thought it was a fire alarm
Right.
because a load of people's phones went off. Well, if it is the start of World War III, okay, all right. Although even there, frankly, I don't think it's helpful to
Right.
have a big alarm thing. But I can't see a reason why you should have to have one of those ridiculous alarms that everybody's phones go off, other than to upset us,
Yes.
honestly. And particularly with this one, big alarm, don't use barbecues. Like, what?
You're right.
What? Is that seriously what you're going to send us a big alarm for? And
Yeah.
I've heard that it has actually bounced back against them because a lot of people are so irritated at it, they have opted out, and quite right too.
Well, they
Actually, I did.
have.
I don't remember what I did, but I remember opting out.
Well, I remember getting sort of the setting changed on my phone without my permission, and I remember that was
Yeah.
what kind of caused me to go, hang on a minute, what's this all
We
about? Is this some, because it
Right.
was at the time when we were being told that we were kind of more or less under surveillance and that you had to give
Yes.
an email address every time you went into a bar, or you had to sign,
Yeah.
or you had to get you remember there was that app you were supposed to have, and then
Ugh.
there was a fake app that did the rounds that people just showed, and most of the people that you were showing it to didn't really care anyway.
Yes.
And I'd never bought into any of it basically. And as soon as I saw that they had basically installed an alarm on my phone without my knowledge, I was like,
Yeah.
I'm just not having it. And I
I
tried
I
to
was the
delete it
same.
altogether, and I think I
Yeah.
just managed to just mute it or something like that. So mine didn't go off. In fact, it was only my son's that went off because he's got a relatively new phone. And we were just sitting outside in the garden, having just had a barbecue, funnily enough, to be told don't have barbecues. I was like, what the hell is
Yeah.
that? And in fact, there's a piece in the
Exactly.
Telegraph this morning which highlights how back in the day when they came up with this original plan, they were told by the Cabinet Office and the Cabinet Secretary, don't overuse it because people will rebel and then it won't be
Yeah.
worth using at all. And that seems to be what's happened.
It's already happened, absolutely. And certainly it makes me think, well, I'll have a barbecue then.
Yeah.
It just makes you
Yeah, have
want to
two
do.
barbecues. Have a
Yes, I
barbecue
do.
every couple of hours.
Yes. Just to annoy them. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I think,
And
definitely.
how ironic is it that Louise Haigh, the woman who likes to report stolen phones that haven't been stolen, is the person sending the alarms out?
Yes, exactly. And it does show we've got a wonderful cabinet with people. We've got Angela Rayner done for housing costs, and we've got Louise Haigh done for actual fraud. And that's the level of our cabinet. Thank you very much. That's
I
just
know.
great. Good.
And we didn't actually put them in charge of anything really, but there we are. Anyway, listen, Jasmine, good to see you. I haven't
And
seen you for a
you,
while. Be nice to see you in the studio one of these days, but if we
absolutely.
can, that would be lovely. Jasmine Birtles, ladies and gentlemen, from moneymagpie.com, a good place to go for advice. So that's some good advice from her.